Well, check this out. This is from the Bible. It's about Abraham, the father of your faith, right? Um, a lot of people don't take a good look at the scriptures, if that's what you want to call them. But Abraham actually married his sister. Sarah was his half sister, and Abraham married her. And they went to Egypt. They were in Canaan, which is right next to Egypt. Well, it's like about two weeks walk from Egypt. Along the coast. You know what I'm saying? Short walk, sort of. I mean, if you consider it's thousands of years ago. Now, this is Abraham going into Egypt. Now, there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt to live there for a while because the famine was severe. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to his wife, Sarah, I know what a beautiful woman you are. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. They will kill me, but will let you live. Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you. When Abraham came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that Sarah was a very beautiful woman. And when Pharaoh's officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken into his palace. He treated Abraham well for her sake, and Abraham acquired sheep, cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abraham's wife Sarai. So Pharaoh summoned Abraham. What have you done to me? He said. Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she was your sister so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go. Then Pharaoh gave orders about Abraham and his men and sent them on his way with his wife and everything they had. Okay. He slept with his wife, and now he has an infectious disease. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way to catch a disease just hanging out with your wife. But she couldn't bear kids. She couldn't bear kids. That's what I want you to think about. She couldn't bear kids. And check this out. Now this is another instance where Abraham goes to Gerar, and he has a similar incident with Abimelech, another king of another nation. Now Abraham moved on from there into the region of Negev and lived between Kadesh and Shur. For a while he stayed in Gerar, and there Abraham said of his wife Sarah, she is my sister. Then Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent for Sarah and took her. He slept with his wife. But God came to Abimelech in a dream one night and said to him, you are as good as dead because of the woman you have taken. She is a married woman. Now Abimelech had not gone near her. So he said, Lord, will you destroy an innocent nation? Did he not say to me, she is my sister? And didn't she also say, he is my brother? I have done this with a clear conscience and clean hands. So he spent the night with his wife with no sex. So why did he have to explain his conscience, right? Why did he took his wife to be a wife. Then God said unto him in the dream, yes, I know you did this with a clear conscience, and so I have kept you from sinning against me. That's why I did not let you touch her. Now return the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you will live. But if you do not return her, you may be sure that you and all who belong to you will die. Early the next morning, Abimelech summoned all his officials, and when he told them all that had happened, they were very much afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham in and said, what have you done to us? How have I wronged you that you have brought such great guilt upon me and my kingdom? You have done things to me that should have never been done. And Abimelech asked Abraham, what is your reason for doing this? Abraham replied, I said to myself, there is surely no fear of God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she is really my sister and the daughter of my father. though not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And when God had me wander from my father's house, I said to her, this is how you can show your love for me. Everywhere we go, say of me, he is my brother. Then Abimelech brought sheep and cattle, male and female slaves, and gave them to Abraham, and he returned Sarah his wife to him. And Abimelech said, my land is before you, live wherever you like. So Sarah, he said, I am giving your brother 1,000 shekels of silver. This is to cover the offense against you before all who are with you, and you are completely vindicated. And Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his female slaves so they could have children again. for for the Lord had kept all the women in Abimelech's household from conceiving because of Abraham's wife Sarah. Now it sounds like Sarah had VD, and everybody that slept with her got sick. So he didn't sleep with none of his other women because he had VD, right? And she's married, but she can't have kids. Now you say maybe she just can't have kids, maybe, you know. But this is the very next verse. Now the Lord was gracious to Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised. Sarah became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the very time God had promised him. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah bore. When his son Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him, and God commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. And when did Abraham sleep with Sarah? Because everybody else took her to be their wife, and it says nothing about Abraham went into Sarah, but all of a sudden she's pregnant. Everybody that spends the night with Sarah has a disease the next day. Or whenever, you know. She had VD, man. He was peppering her, and she was a prostitute. She was a prostitute that caught VD, and these people paid him to take her away. Under the guise, I slept with your wife, blah, blah, blah. Because, first of all, Egyptian men didn't force themselves on women. And furthermore, they didn't commit adultery. So why would he say they're going to kill him for his wife? Because he lived in Canaan, which is a province of Egypt, so they knew all the customs of Egypt. And that's my Bible lesson. Well, let's see if I can go any further. There's more. It gets weirder. Take your son and blah, blah, blah. He's going to kill his son. Now, who in the hell, if that was really his son, why would he kill her? Why would he kill his own son? Well, check it out. Check this out. The death of Sarah. Sarah lived to be 120 years old. She died and he wept over her. Abraham rose besides the dead wife and spoke to the Hittite. I am a foreigner, stranger among you. Sell me some property for a burial site so I can bury my dead. The Hittites replied, so listen to us. You are a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of tombs. None of us will refuse you of his tombs for burial. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. Here's where is it at? Wait for it. Hold on, let me pause it. All right, now this is before all that. This is Sarah's, Abraham's slave gave him a kid. It says, now Sarai, Abraham's wife, had borne him no children, but she had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. So she said to Abraham, Lord has kept me from having children. Go sleep with my slave. Perhaps I can build a family through her. Abraham agreed to what Sarai said. So after Abraham had been living in Canaan 10 years, Sarai, his wife, took her Egyptian slave Hagar and gave her to her husband to be his wife. He slept with Hagar and she conceived. When she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Sarai said to Abraham, "You are responsible for the wrong. I am sorry. I put my slave in your arms, and now that she knows she is pregnant, she despises me. She despises me. May the Lord judge between you and me." "Your slave is in your hands," Abraham said. "Do with her whatever you think best." Then Sarah mistreated Hagar, so she fled from her. The angel of the Lord found Hagar next near a spring in the desert. It was a spring that is beside the road to Shur. And he said, "Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" "I am running away from my mistress Sarai," she answers. The angel of the Lord told her, "Go back to your mistress and submit to her." The angel added, "I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count." The angel of the Lord also said, "You are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, and the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him, and he will live in hostility toward all of his brothers." She gave his name to the Lord who spoke to her. "You are the God who sees me," for she said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." That is why the well was called Bir Lahi Roy, and it is still there between Kadesh and Beret. So Hagar bore Abraham's son. Abraham gave the name Ishmael to his son, and she had born. Abraham was 86 years old then when Hagar bore Ishmael. Okay, so he's sleeping with his wife, and she can't have a kid. But all of a sudden, she sleeps with Abimelech, and she's pregnant. But every time she sleeps with somebody, they get sick. She had a disease, and they walk away with money. He was pampering her. He was pampering her. He was pampering her. Mm-mm-mm.